9:59, it's 75 degrees. Time and center brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler, Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Yeah, I mean, we suck right now, so I'm pretty shocked. You know, obviously we had a great offseason, great training camp, and we got to figure it out. So we know we got a good group, we got good players, and we can be a really good offense, but clearly we're not. So everybody's got to take accountability, look in the mirror, and fix it. You know, I got to play better. I'm the leader of this offense. It's on me. The wideouts got to play better. The lines got to play better. Running backs got to play better. We got to coach better. I mean, it's everybody, honestly.
1010XL 92.5 FM presents Jaguars Today with your hosts Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, David Garrard, and Dylan Denmark.
All right, that about sums it up. See you tomorrow on Jaguars Today. Unfortunately, just get us to the offseason. We do so well in the offseason. Not so much right now in the regular season for your Jacksonville Jaguars. An abysmal showing yesterday, particularly the offense, particularly in the first half. Have 16 passing yards for your quarterback. And look, defensively, they were much better than the offense, but just let Cleveland dominate time of possession in that half as well. Ultimately, offense is the defense's best friend because they're making them look good by comparison right now. So good morning, everybody. Jags fall to 0-2, as you are well aware. By this point in time, good morning, Tony.
Good morning.
You're the only one associated with a high school team that won this weekend.
And that scored a point.
It's a loose association, but I appreciate it.
BK was beating that tail from what I heard, but then Bulls came back. Is that right?
21-7. BK was leading Bulls at halftime, 35-28 final. Yeah.
So congrats to Bulls. Sorry for BK. What about Fletcher, Dave? How'd they go?
It was not pretty.
No?
It was not pretty. It was just a start for my weekend to show me what the rest of the weekend was going to look like.
It's going to follow with all this kind of stuff.
39-0 at Nice. Nice looked pretty good.
Did East Carolina do anything?
We lost there, too.
Okay.
But we played better. We scored points.
Dylan Baldwin, no points?
No, you, what's the term? If you can't score, you can't win. And we didn't score.
You can hope for a scoreless tie at the best, yes.
This is true.
That would be the case. So back on the horse for Baldwin, I presume, coming up on Friday. All right, so your high school recap is done. Jags fall 18-13 with very few bright spots in this game. I mean, Brian Thomas continues to show you that he's a big-time playmaker, waiting to break out. Mm-hmm. You know, just chuck it down the field to him. But, man, I mean, where to begin with this? Just the Cleveland Browns tried to hand you this game in the most obvious fashion I can imagine. They convert 2 of 14 on third down. Now, they converted all 3 of their fourth downs. But still, okay, 3 of their 14 opportunities to either convert or make it 5, out of 14. That's still a bad ratio. 13 penalties. The Browns had 13 penalties for 100 yards in this game. Converted a bunch of first downs for you, kept backing them up late in the football game, and then they gave you the greatest gift, Tony, of all. Deshaun Watson decides to just throw it incomplete there on 3rd and 6 to stop the clock, and the Jags actually get the ball back. Undeservedly so at that point with 1:27 left to go. And, not that they're going to do anything with it at that point.
Yeah, the Browns are almost exactly who I thought they were going to be yesterday in that game. I mean, almost exactly what I thought they were going to be. That the Jaguars defense, which did figure out some things in the second half of the game, but that they could never take away the run game effectively enough, really at any point in the game, to put Deshaun Watson in more uncomfortable situations. Because as soon as they did, he looked like a chicken with his head cut off. For virtually every time they put him in that situation, he looked scared to play. To me, in that game yesterday, the defense couldn't stop the run well enough to put them in that position, especially early in that game. That first drive, I mean, so disappointing from the defense. Like I said, they figured some things out in the second half, and we can get into the issues that they had on the offensive side of the ball, David.
Oh, and we will.
But that Cleveland team, they were exactly who I thought they were. They're no good. Cleveland is no good. And yesterday, Jacksonville was worse. And it felt that way last week, too. I didn't come away from that game going, Miami's not bad. I came away from it going, Miami was bad today. and the Jags were worse. Yesterday was the same thing against Cleveland. Now you're 0-2. You can't have so many one-score games that go the other way and think you're going to wind up with a competitive team. Not in this league. You only get so many opportunities that they've blown these first two. Whew, the long-term ramifications are huge.
Tony, that is exactly what I was going to say. We're talking about how bad Cleveland looked, and they did. They looked bad, but we looked worse. We let a team that pretty much was just dinking and dunking, running the ball when they wanted to, but not doing very much, and somehow they kept getting points on the board. They kept converting some third downs. They were making enough plays, and you're like, okay, this is the drive where the Jags finally put something together. And we had to wait until the third quarter before they did anything. And then you thought, okay, there's plenty of time left. Browns haven't done anything all day. Now we're going to start putting some drives together. And we don't. And then we're like, thank you, Browns. You're giving us an opportunity. We can go win the game right now. We should not have this opportunity, or we shouldn't have this opportunity with this much time on the clock. But we do. And what do? We try to get the ball to Christian Kirk, who's 5'10", against two guys that are at least 6 feet tall.
Jump ball.
And throw it up to him. And do we not have anybody else with any size that can go down there and make a play? Yesterday was the most frustrating day I've ever had, and we've had some really bad days with Jaguar football, but those were teams that nobody really expected us to do very much going into the season. This is week two, and it already feels like the season is over. I know it's not. There's a lot of football left. We can turn things around. You shouldn't be saying turn things around in week 2. That's when you're supposed to be your freshest. You're supposed to have the most excitement. I don't even want to talk about how I'm heading into the game. It's our home opener. I'm super excited. I mean, me and my wife, we're taking pictures. We're acting like this is our first Jaguars game because we're so excited. And then that's what we got. The first half, I almost wanted to leave. I really did. It was so bad. I almost told my kids, get your stuff. We're leaving. I'd rather be in the comfort of my home, not getting rained on, and finish the game. But that's what they gave us, guys.
Dylan, why don't we fire up today's 10-10 take and get an early start and try to set the tone here today? We will take a bunch of your calls, and if you're so inclined, that is, to call in if you're not having the enthusiasm beaten out of you by Jaguar football. Fired up there, Dylan.
10-10
take.
Now, Mike Dempsey's 10-10 take, brought to you by
Double checked. Cybersecurity made simple.
I just want to jump in on what you're talking about here, Dave. The energy level. It's opener.
Yeah.
The home opener. Okay, we've waited all week to put that behind us. The way we let one off the hook. It's a fresh start. All kinds of crazy things are happening around the National Football League. And the Jags looked so flat, so lifeless, no energy. Cleveland's jumping around. There are a few instances of individual players making a play, and they jump up, and they're showing some enthusiasm. But where was this sense of urgency, this intensity, right from the very beginning of this football game? More so than the X's and O's, Tone, this is what they've got to find. They've got to find, I don't know, some kind of spark that they wait until the middle of the third quarter. Maybe that spark is just Max protecting. Let's take a shot to Brian Thomas Jr. because he's been the brightest spot in this offense to this point in time. But they've got to find some kind of way to bring more energy to the table when you're staring 0-2 at the face, or in the face, with a very beatable team coming into your house.
I can't believe he would say that after they responded so well. After that Cleveland touchdown drive. I mean, they go 16 plays, 89 yards, 9 minutes off the clock. In Jacksonville, they were ready to get back on the field. Or they got a 3-and-out.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what everything early on in this season has felt like. And you got the Brian Thomas Jr. play, and it was like, this is the first life we felt from anybody in a Jaguars uniform today, and they still are so disorganized at the end of that you're watching them going, can they line up? Can they count to 11 and line up? Like,
No.
can we just come out of the huddle and everyone go where they're supposed to be?
No, they can't do that either.
You know, in these kind of situations, and it bit them several times. They had to burn those timeouts at the end of the first half. You had the motion penalty that took a touchdown off the board that probably would have won the game for them.
It might have won the game for you right there.
Like, if they just get lined up.
It's unbelievable, right? But that's the thing. Their margin for error right now is so slim.
Yeah.
That if you blow the one chance you had to get the ball in the end zone, hey, you know what? After that play, it was 2nd and 7, 2nd and goal from the 7.
Yeah.
Score a touchdown, okay? Plenty of teams do it from further out than 7 yards. Score a touchdown. Dave, you thought Trevor should have taken off and run on that 2nd down, right? Tries to throw that little dart at the, at the ground.
Trying to get his running back,
which
and I'm sure Etienne is a much better catcher of the ball than most running backs, but it's your running back. And so I'm just thinking our team needs something right now. I have the ball in my hands always. I've got an opportunity. It's me one-on-one with a guy who's kind of trailing in from behind. Let me see what I can do. Even if I don't score, I can advance the ball up to the 1-yard line, give us a chance to maybe do something there. But guys, this game wasn't an X's and O's kind of game, and I'm sure there's some people that hate play calling and all that kind of stuff. There were a couple boots to the left that I didn't like either. Like, let's just max protect and just throw it to a couple guys down
like
the
the
field.
right-handed quarterback boot
I
to
know
the
it,
left.
but all the people around me are like, Dave, what should they do? The defense, are they playing too much man? Do they need to play zone offensively? Do we need to run it outside, inside, throw it down the field? I'm like, we need to just make plays. These are grown men playing other grown men, but they practice all week. Nobody is making a play until Brian Thomas made the play. But nobody's doing their job, it didn't seem like. I know Cleveland has a pretty decent defense. Could be a great defense. That doesn't matter. You still should be able to get some plays in here and there. We did not do anything. 3 and out virtually the whole first half. That is frustrating for everybody, and especially your defense who wants you to give them something to go out there to fight for a little bit.
All right, we'll take a break right here because we got a lot of this angst built up, and we know you do as well. And just we request that you keep it clean, but you can get it off your chest here every Monday on Jaguars Today. Unfortunately, that's where we're at. We'd like you to be celebrating, but that's not the position that the Jags find themselves in today. So if you'd like to get in, 641-1010 on the Garber Auto Mall phone lines or on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Hit us up on social media at MD_1010XL, at 1010XL Fat Tony, at David Garrard _9 on Instagram, or you can find at 1010XL Denmark.
Ain't no laws when you're drinking claws, baby.
Oh, boy. Here we go. Jaguars today. Jags fall to 0-2 to the Cleveland Browns. 18-13 yesterday. We'll take your calls when we return in a moment on Jaguar Football on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here for Pella Windows and Doors. You heard me talking about them for a while now. Great ratings, expert reviews. You know they're the highest quality. Consumer Reports will tell you that. Energy-efficient products, you know it. What's your next step? Well, how about scheduling a free consultation at PellaJacks.com or just stop by the Pella showroom. They're on Phillips Highway, and you'll be amazed at their professional design consultants. They'll guide you through your entire project from start to finish. Whether you're a homeowner, a contractor, it doesn't matter. If you're in the market for windows and doors, go with the quality and service that you always get from Pella Windows and Doors.
Jaguars Today from the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL. It's the ultimate tailgate.
You could win a weekly tailgate combo pack from Southern Steer Butcher, valued at $100. And monthly winners get a Corona tailgate tent with a cooler, chair, and collectible football. Enter at 1010XL.com.
Looking for a new vehicle? Take a look at Jenkins Hyundai of Jacksonville. Now's the time to save big this summer. Choose from more than 250 new and over 1,000 used and certified pre-owned vehicles on the lot, or shop anytime at JenkinsHyundaiofJacksonville.com. Hyundai has one of the top warranties in the business. Lifetime powertrain and a 5-year bumper-to-bumper warranty, plus 3 years free maintenance on a new vehicle. Give us the opportunity to earn your business today. Atlantic Boulevard, Jacksonville, or visit JenkinsHyundaiofJacksonville.com. Welcome to the family.
Arrested? Got traffic tickets, DUI, license problems, gun charges, drug charges? If you've been charged with any crime, call me, criminal defense attorney Malcolm Anthony, at 285-4LAW. That's 285-4LAW.
Now that's what I call high-quality H2O.
If you want high-quality water in your home at a fair price that won't scare you to death, then talk to someone who knows water and is not a pushy salesman. Contact your local water boy, Keith. I install premium equipment and can repair or even rebuild your existing system. In a business known for aggressive sales tactics, let me show you how my approach is different. If you've got any water problems, contact the water boy at waterboyjack.com.
Jaguars Today.
You're settled into a Dreamfinders Homes Monday.
Googan Nation, it's Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here to tell you this is no dream. The folks at Dreamfinders Homes right now have an unbeatable interest rate for you. You may not think you can afford a Dreamfinders home. Well, think again. Take advantage of a 2.99% year one rate. I said it, 2.99%. 15 Jacksonville communities to choose from. Find that dream house and take advantage of an unbeatable rate. Move now, literally. Dreamfinders Homes, the official home builder of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Well, all the news forecasts say that home prices are expected to decline in 2025. Hey, that's great if you're buying a home. But if you're selling one, you might want to get to it. And when it comes to selling your home, the agents you should trust are Chad and Sandy Newman at chadandsandy.com. Maybe you want maximum equity from your home, but you're not sure how. And you don't want to worry about costly repairs or upgrades needed to sell your home. Those things are all out with Chad and Sandy. They're the local real estate experts you can trust, and I recommend for the sale of your home, or for the sale of mine for that matter, maybe I should look into it. Hey, don't trust me. Trust Jacqueline from Biscayne Estates. My inherited home became a nightmare when it went unsold for 177 days and ended up with a large lien. With expenses mounting for my handicapped daughter and no way to pay, I was desperate. At this point, I turned to Chad and Sandy. The change was amazing. Chad and Sandy sold my home in 3 days at a higher than asking price. Find out for yourself at chadandsandy.com or 904-414-6200.
Now, it's time to showcase the Crown Royal Special Teams Player of the Game. Live generously and life will treat you royally.
Logan Cook served up a nice outing for himself in Duval. The 29-year-old punter averaged 52 yards on his 3 punts in the contest, with his longest going 55 yards. When it comes to the punting king in the NFL, you can bet number 9 is wearing that crown. Logan Cook is your Crown Royal Special Teams Player of the Game.
Go inside your home team's locker room with Jags beat reporter Hayes Carline.
Check out my blog at 1010XL.com
so you can catch all the news and nuggets you need to know.
My blog is brought to you by Roland Reese Plumbing,
where quality and experience count.
Salvatore's famous pizza now in Jacksonville, Tapestry Park off Southside Boulevard. In honor of our favorite player, number 16, Salvatore's large pizza with lots of mozzarella and one topping, only $16. Coupon at salvatores.com. Dine in, pick up, and delivery. $16 for a large Salvatore's pizza with lots of mozzarella and one topping. Coupon at salvatores.com. Tax and delivery extra.
Expert Automotive on St. John's Bluff Road has some of the highest Google reviews in Jax for a reason. Expert Auto never sells greed, only what you need. All makes and models are serviced at Expert Automotive. This month, get an alignment inspection for only $19.99. Expert Auto does major engine and transmission repair and simple maintenance. All services done at Expert Auto by our ASE certified training technicians. Call today, 374-3373, and ask about $50 off any service. Expert Automotive. We never sell greed, only what you need.
Get off the ladder and put on the helmet with Gutter Helmet of North Florida. We are family owned and manufactured locally. Cleaning your gutters is a dangerous and dirty job. That's why with Gutter Helmet, you'll never clean your gutters again. Water goes in your gutters while trash and debris go on the ground. It won't collect like filters do. Gutter Helmet protects. Call now for 10% off and a free gutter cleaning and tune-up with your purchase of Gutter Helmet. Call 904-762-7779.
Hey, David again with Royal Pest Services. TAP Insulation stands for thermal, acoustic, and pest control. Keep your home cool, noise out, and pests dead. Visit RoyalPestServices.com to schedule a free inspection.
Ever wondered what heaven smells like? Come explore Crowned Head Cigars on Saturday, September 21st from 1 to 4 p.m. at Tobacco Cove, 3849 Bay Meadows Road, and find out. We've got the Mil Diaz, so smooth it's like a spa day for your taste buds. The Mil Diaz Maduro, rich enough to make a chocolate bar jealous. And Tim Osgener's Aramis, so bold they'll make you rethink your life's choices. As always, there will be great deals, food, and prizes you'll want to brag about. See you at Tobacco Cove, where every puff is a party.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. He's our QB. It's a David Garrard Monday on 1010XL. Brought to you by WaterboyJax.com.
Plenty of guys. One guy alone is responsible for what happened yesterday. Full team effort to get there, but we're just talking about on the break. Trayvon Walker, you're going up against most of the game the second-string right tackle, but Tony, at times the third-string right tackle.
Somebody got hurt.
DeJuan Jones took a visit to the locker room, and Trayvon had one solo tackle, one assist in the game. Yeah, I remember one pressure where he came up the middle and he flushed Deshaun, and it resulted in a completion short of the stick, so got him off the field on a 3rd and long. So, all right. But,
yeah,
I mean, this you thought coming in, when Conklin is inactive, you're down your starting pair of tackles again, it's feeding time right here.
You would think. Look, and we all feel really good about the 2 outside edge rushers they have, and they didn't have enough of an impact in yesterday's game. Like I said, I thought the first half the defense played really bad, and the run defense especially. I thought that was the bigger issue in the first half of the game. They were better in the second half, but still not good enough to actually really officially ever completely take it away. But the Browns were really bad on offense in the second half of that game. Like, they were really bad offensively in the second half of that game. And part of the credit for that goes to the Jags. And the Jags continually, they created opportunity after opportunity after opportunity on the offensive side. And if they had, we talked about it a moment ago, if they had cashed in one of those chances, yesterday felt like a game that if the Jags ever took the lead, they were going to win. That's what yesterday's game felt like to me. And they had 3 chances to take a lead, and they never took advantage of them. It's as frustrating as it gets, especially when you pile on how week 1 went for the football. It's the combination of the 2 weeks has everyone going, I don't know what, but something has to change, right? Like that's everyone's reaction. And I understand from the fans, they go, coach, coordinator, like that's where they're going to point first. I get that that's why they're going to point first. I agree something has to change. I don't know exactly what that needs to be for this team to succeed at the level that they can succeed, because they are all in their own way right now.
All right, let's get some of your reaction here on a Reaction Monday. Unfortunately, not a Victory Monday. Jags fall to 0-2, 641-1010 on the Garber Auto Mall phone lines. Start with Kevin in Savannah this morning. Good morning, Kevin.
Good morning. We were talking about the enthusiasm. Where was the enthusiasm? Press Taylor stole the enthusiasm from us on the first drive. First down, 9-yard gain. Second down, like I said last week, what did they do? They ran up the middle instead of trying to take a shot with some kind of completion. It was shut down, lost a yard, I believe, on that second down play. It just took the air out of here we go again. Offense, defense, same thing. And why did it get shut down? The other teams also scout us, and they know our tendency. You don't run. But there's a great time where we could have hit something, got some excitement going, but no. We did the same old. Press Taylor is not the answer, and whether Peterson and he have to go, but we definitely need to change offensive coordinator.
All right, appreciate it, Kevin. They did convert that third down, by the way, because Cleveland had one of their 13 penalties in the game. It's really a smart play by Brenton Strange, because once I think it was Myles Garrett got in the neutral zone. Did he touch it? He just kind of, I thought he just kind of waved his arm.
You just got to make it seem like you flinched because of him.
And he did. I mean, clearly, and it was a heady play, and they got the first down, and then they get a 5-yard run on first down, and then they try to throw it to ETN, and they lose 2 yards on that play, and then they take the shot to Gabe Davis that was incomplete down the right sideline. So, Kevin, thank you for getting us started today. Let's move along to Mark in Yulee. Next up here on Jaguars Today. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
Okay, what's up?
It's just so frustrating, man. It literally looks like they don't practice. It literally looks like after the Dolphins game, Doug said, "All right, guys, let's take a break. I'll meet you at the stadium Sunday at 1." That's what it looks like. It's just an awful product. It really is. I mean, the offensive line is bad. We all know that. Who knows about the game plan? But the real concerning thing to me is, and I'll get heat for saying this because anytime anyone criticizes this guy, they take heat for it. But Trevor Lawrence is an average quarterback, man. It's not all his fault. You know, all the pieces have to come together, but he is not helping anything. And we keep having this conversation. It's year 4, and he's still completely average. You cannot win with an average quarterback unless everything else is humming, unless you've got a good running game, a good offensive line, a good game plan, good receivers, good special teams. The average quarterbacks do not win consistently, and he is average. That's all he is right now.
Mark, appreciate it. I'm not disagreeing with how he's playing right now, but you better get used to it. He's not going anywhere.
No, he's not.
You know, if you that's why you're not benching the guy you just paid $275 million to. That's not happening, right? I don't care if he throws for 6 yards in the first half next week. That's a pipe dream if anyone out there thinks that somebody's going to run in or ride in and save the day. But there's no question, Trevor Lawrence, I thought he was bad yesterday.
Yeah.
I thought he was worse than average. I thought he was bad. I thought he missed a lot of opportunities. And I don't know all of it is on him, but there's so many plays where it's just like everything feels like it's pulling teeth. It's slow moving.
Just visually watching him perform sometimes, you're just like, make these plays. Get back there. Realize you're not always going to have time to go through 3 and 4 receivers, but you got to put the ball in places sometimes where they have a chance to make a play on it, so then we can say, he needs to make that catch. He needs to make that catch. Your quarterback is doing everything possible. He is getting himself out of trouble. He's making plays with his legs. He's running around. He's staying in the pocket. He's delivering the ball with pressure in his face. We can't say any of that. He started to look like that a little bit in the second half, but it felt like he was almost forced to now start playing with this level of expectation and enthusiasm and energy and vigor and all that kind of stuff.
Well, Dave, can you trick yourself into doing that? Because I brought this up in the postgame yesterday. They do seem to get to a point where it's like, okay, there's no tomorrow. We got to go, like, our hair's on fire, 2-minute drill, let's go crazy. And sometimes that's when they have their most success moving the football. I wonder if they shouldn't come out with that kind of intent. I mean, as it is right now, you're going 3 and out, you're punting the ball away. Like, maybe just a little, I don't know, tempo, something to mix things up early in the game.
Yeah, and sometimes you have to do that, because sometimes you're better at the 2-minute drill than you are at just huddling up and that kind of stuff. You keep the defense on their heels. They don't get the sub. The package of plays that you're running in this situation. But sometimes as a quarterback, like I said, when he had the opportunity to scramble, run, try to get himself in that end zone with whatever he had to do, but he threw the ball to the back of the end zone to ETN, that was an opportunity right there to lift the crowd, to lift your team, to say, I have a chance right here. Let me see if I can do this with my legs. It's just me and this one other guy. Let me make a play right now to try to get this done. And if I don't make the play, people can see, my team can see that I am going to fight and claw and do whatever it takes to try to get us some points.
Well, on that play, it was 2nd and 7, right? Because that was after the Kirk touchdown was overturned, right? And even if you don't make it, maybe you get to the 2.
Yeah.
And now you're at
that's what I'm saying.
Goal at the 2, and now maybe
momentum is changing.
And it opens the playbook back up. Maybe you can run it, and you get to the 1, and now you're 4th and goal at the 1, and you've got options. And instead of
remember, guys are looking for a spark. Guys are looking for something to latch onto to say, let's go. Look at our quarterback fighting his butt off out here. Let's fight with him.
Tony's chuckling. I don't know if it's because you're thinking they can't convert a 4th and 1, which is quite possible.
He might need to stay out there.
I was chuckling because when the penalty came and they had the 2nd and goal at the 7, my thought was they're going to get the ball to the 2 or 3 yard line, go for it on 4th down and not get it. That's where I'm at with this football team right now, is that they were in that kind of position. I was like, I don't really expect them to score after that penalty.
Well, that's what we were talking about earlier. Like, you have that one play, and if the one play, the one opportunity, the good opportunity you have isn't converted, you shoot yourself in the foot with the illegal shift.
Yep.
You're not right now. You're not good enough. Guys aren't getting open.
Well, and I think, the second down throw to ETN after they pushed it back to the 7, if he keeps his feet, it's a good play.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
if ETN keeps his feet, yeah.
Like, I like the throw, and I like the read from Trevor on that play, but he slipped.
Yeah.
Right, and there's nothing that can be done about it. And I saw some people complaining on the third down play where Anton got hurt. He got beat so bad on that play and had to leave for the snap after that for the field goal, right? Like, he got hurt on that play. Everything happened so quickly with Trevor on that play. I saw people saying Brian Thomas Jr. broke open at the front. I was like, yeah, he had two guys in his face, and he did the thing that we've been begging Trevor to do for 3 years. Don't put the ball in danger in this part of the field. That moment felt to me like a little bit of growth from Trevor, that he's not like, my guy's double covered, don't care. We got to score right now, right? It would be so hard to expect him to say, oh, Brian broke open, because that second defender took off. I thought that play was okay from his perspective. Anton got killed.
And it's tough, too, because the defender who's covering Brian Thomas, I rewatched that play this morning, is, he's reading Trevor, and he's kind of breaking off Brian Thomas, which makes it appear like he's getting open as Trevor's already committed to where he's going to throw the ball, and that guy is leaving Brian Thomas to go try to, help out on a ball that sailed. And you may be right, Tone. That may have just been a wise choice at that point with pressure in his face. He sailed it 3 feet over everyone's head. Yeah. And at least preserve the opportunity to get some points. All right, we got to take a break. Phone lines are loaded. We'll come right back to you on the other side at 641-1010. David Garrard's in studio here with us on a Reaction Monday, not a Victory Monday. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL, 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey for Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Not every team's going to let you down. Awaken 180 has a great team with great coaching and great support. They're going to put you in a position to win, and it's almost foolproof. Even it worked for me. If it works for me, it works for Hacker, it works for Matt Hayes as successfully as it has over the last year. It's going to work for you. Trust me on this. Call 844-346-1800 if you're tired of the extra pounds hanging around. You want to lose weight? Maybe you've done it in the past and gained that weight back. That's the beauty of Awaken 180. You're going to eat to lose weight. They're going to teach you how to look at food differently. Trust me, I do. There's no question about it. And the beauty is free coaching and support for life once you hit your goal weight, and that helps you maintain that weight loss like I've been able to do for the last 12 months. Again, that's 844-346-1800 for Awaken 180, or schedule a free consultation online at awaken180weightloss.com. Lose the weight, keep it off with Awaken 180.
Jaguars Today for the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. Now, the Randy Marion Cadillac Drive of the Game. Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville. Drive to the game in luxury with Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville.
Although Jacksonville found themselves on the wrong end of the scoreboard going into the second half, they would put together a sequence that would get them right back in the contest. Thanks to a 72-yard drive capped off by a Travis Etienne 4-yard score, Duval would cut the deficit to 6 with 1:11 left in the third. The 3-play drive is your Randy Marion Cadillac Drive of the Game.
Hey, John, my dad, Randy Marion's gone absolute Cadillac crazy. You won't believe our Escalade lineup.
Well, how crazy we talking, Jennifer?
Buckle up, folks. We've got over 35 Cadillac Escalades.
35 Escalades? That's luxury overload.
I'm talking fully loaded models, cutting-edge tech, and that signature Cadillac style.
And the deals are even more luxurious. $4,000 Escalade loyalty rebate.
Plus 5% off MSRP on retired courtesy vehicles. Head to Randy Marion Cadillac on Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
Plus tax tag title $899 admin fee and resistol.
Tell them Jennifer sent ya.
Joe C. for Hard Rock Bet, Florida's only legal sportsbook app, and they're so stoked for the kickoff of the season. You know why? Because never before in September have we been able to legally bet on football. This year, for the first time ever, people in Florida can bet on ball. College kicks off this weekend with a big bunch of games, and all you have to do to get started is download the Hard Rock Bet app or go online at hardrock.bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Join Jim Furyk and other legends of the PGA Tour for the 4th annual Constellation Furyk and Friends, presented by Circle K, October 4th through 6th at Timuquana Country Club. Get your tickets now, starting at just $25 for grounds passes. Public parking is free, and our military get complimentary tournament access courtesy of ViStar Credit Union. Get your tickets today at Ticketmaster, October 4th through 6th at Timuquana Country Club. The 4th annual Constellation Furyk and Friends, presented by Circle K.
Dreamfinders Homes Monday.
Jaguars Today.
This is Chelsea with Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors. Here's what people are saying about working with us.
Installers were professional, courteous, and efficient.
Great customer service. On time, explained the process, and walked me through the installation. Amazing team.
Our experience with Renewal by Anderson was outstanding from the beginning to end.
Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit rbafla.com.
License number CGC 1527613.
Renewal by Anderson, custom windows and doors.
Hicken here for Bow 9 Associates, where you'll find Jacksonville's most esteemed eye doctors at each of their locations. After being selected for one of the most competitive ophthalmology fellowships in the world, Dr. Frank Bowden is frequently called upon for his expert opinion. He is currently one of the few cornea and external disease specialists in the area and the founder of Bow 9. Visit Bow 9 Associates today and experience the difference. Bow 9 Associates, keeping the First Coast focused.
Tyson Sound and Security is looking to hire a master electrician. Are you or someone you know a master electrician with residential experience? Candidate will start at the industry's most competitive pay. Apply online at TysonSoundandSecurity.com or call 762-1000. Tyson Sound and Security, hiring a master electrician with residential experience, offering top-notch industry pay. Call to apply, 762-1000.
Equal opportunity employer. Give us your hot take. Pop quiz, hot shot. On the 1010XL text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures.
You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm awake and I speak English, so yeah, I do know what you're saying.
Be part of the conversation. 641-1010.
Does the building you go to work in every day need a little love and attention? Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Great companies take great care of the buildings their staff and customers walk into every day. If the building you're in doesn't match the vision you have for your company, we can help. Go to performance-painting.com. Our highly trained team makes the difference. Quality coatings applied with pride.
Performance Painting.
For the greenest, lushest lawn on the block, choose the local legends, Roundtree Sod. Don't just settle for ordinary. Let Roundtree Sod deliver you a picture-perfect lawn. To get a free estimate, call 7414-SOD. 7414-SOD.
September is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, so here's a reminder to get screened. Ackerman Urology has 4 convenient locations to help you put your prostate health first. Guys, don't put this one off. Visit AckermanUrology.com.
Hey folks, this is Dave Benyon with my son Ammon here from Zero Res. Ammon, you've been cleaning air ducts for a while now. What are some of the reasons customers might consider getting their air ducts cleaned?
There are many reasons. Many times, people suffer needlessly from poor indoor air quality produced by the conditions in their air system. Construction dust, the presence of bacterial growth, and years' worth of buildup all come together to make your air ducts a pretty gross place. If you suffer from allergies, have recently moved, recently remodeled, or have never had your air ducts cleaned, then now is the best time to call. By calling Zero Res, you'll have the peace of mind of knowing that you called the best of the best. Our state-of-the-art truck mount system and top-of-the-line service representatives simply can't be found anywhere else. Google Zero Res and read thousands of 5-star reviews.
So what kind of deals can I expect?
Just mention that you heard us on the radio, and we'll give you $100 off your air duct cleaning.
Wow, that sounds like a pretty great deal. Remember, folks, Zero Res,
spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
CEROREC. Zero Res.
AC replacement? If your AC unit is ready to go kaput, then it's time to call Florida Home AC. With over $3,000 in tax credits waiting for you on select systems, take advantage of it. Call 777-4300. Get Florida Home AC to cool you off.
This is Dr. James Perry, Assistant Team Physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jaguars, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence was tackled in the end zone for a safety with less than 2 minutes to play on Sunday against Cleveland. Lawrence explained what happened on the play.
Yeah, I mean, obviously just
play where even if, don't have a ton of time, I got to get rid of it. You're in the end zone and just held on to it for a tick too long, trying to wait on it to develop downfield. And I was trying to move away from a little interior guy that kind of got through, and then it's a bad play by me. Just can't happen. Whether, just live to find another down. If it's not there right away, get it out of your hand. Second will be second down on the 2 instead of taking that safety, and basically ends the game.
I'm Andrew Gibson with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. It's a David Garrard Monday on 1010XL. Brought to you by WaterboyJacks.com.
That clip right there, I think Trevor just said the safety basically ended the game, and typically it would in that circumstance. But the Browns handed you the golden opportunity again. Like,
the
here
Browns
you go.
stink.
Right, like, guys, we don't care. Here, have another minute and a half. Go down. You're not going to do anything with it.
Give you guys another chance. We feel like you deserve another chance.
It feels so like for some teams, a minute and a half, you're like, oh, God, there's no way we're holding them out. That's so much time, even with no timeouts. For the Jags, it's like, how'd it get down to 30 seconds that quick? Yeah. Just like it feels like the clock management isn't great. Everything is,
and we can't line up. Why can't we line up? Why is that so hard?
Oh my gosh!
Today could have been in Cleveland for Deontay Foreman. The fumble on the goal line that just bounced back into his hands, and the face mask on that drive. Yeah, I mean, the GOAT of the game with everything that went wrong for Cleveland in that game today would have been. This guy needs to be cut today.
That
We're
was
done
an
with it.
Obvious face mask.
It was.
Totally. And Devin Lloyd,
I've been called before.
Great hit to force the ball out, but he had the roughing the passer to set up the 1st and goal on the play right before that. All right, let's get back out to it because we could go in a circle on this stuff all morning. 641-1010. Join the circle with us here. Ryan checking in from Cincinnati. Ryan, you're on Jaguars Today. Go ahead.
What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing today?
Not great. What's up?
Yeah, I know, right? I wanted to call in about the coaching. It seems like we try to get somebody going like a Evan Ingram. Like we'll say, well, he did this against the Browns last year, so let's just do that. Like instead of just planning to attack the defense, it's almost like we're trying to duplicate what worked last year, and teams is different every year. So I don't know. It's like Doug is not – I don't know what Doug and them guys doing, man, but they're not getting these boys to attack the defense. And then we went and drafted BTJ for what? To open up the field. And we're not going to him. Like, he should be getting 10 targets easy.
Yeah, not going to him enough for my taste, for sure. And I said it last week. I said it in the pregame. Max protect and take a shot per half for the rest of the season, right? And good things are happening when you are able to get rid of the ball. Now, there are a couple of other occasions. Trevor had the one sack that just drove me absolutely out of my mind. They did, I think, try to max protect, and he's back there, and he had a while, and the clock just is not going off in his head. The guy's coming up, and he's just – it's like, all right, I get it. If they're all covered up, there's nothing you can do, right? Or you can try to force one down the field, and maybe you win a jump ball or get a pass interference. You can't take that sack. There's got to be some internal mechanism telling you, no, it's someone's coming, and there was nothing.
Well, and I like the shot, the one that he did take to BTJ, where he threw it up there, hey, go make a play. And he did. Because if you see that play from the way it was happening, the DB was actually on top of him as a receiver, and that's not the best spot you want the DB because he's got now the best shot to get the ball. But Brian Thomas is like, no, I don't care. I'm going to give you this little elbow.
Bumped him, and as soon as he bumped it, was like he hit the speed button, and it was like, what just happened?
But that's why you give your playmakers a chance to go make a play, and why didn't we see that again afterwards? We saw him throw it deep a few times. Was BTJ any of those guys that he threw it deep to for the Hail Mary, for the toss-up throw to Kirk? Like, we can't have those situations. And, yes, when you watch film, And especially if you go back to last year, you're going to look at what you did successfully. So you're going to have a package of plays to still try to, especially if it's the same defenders and the same kind of scheme, like they're going to change a little bit, but they're not going to do wholesale changes.
You got to make them prove that they can stop it,
so
right?
So you have that package in, but when your guy goes down, you got to have stuff ready to go for other guys. Like, it can't just be we're going to just attack them with Evan Ingram the whole time. That's just a small package of plays. And, yes, you should get some chunks out of it, of course. But where is everybody else? Where is the package of plays for Gabe Davis? Where is Christian Kirk? Where has he been?
He had 3 targets in this game. 3. And now that doesn't include the one that got wiped out that would have been a touchdown.
Yeah.
Right? It was a hell of a toe-dragging catch.
It was.
But he had 1 catch for -1 yard.
But I don't remember seeing us say, we're going to attack this guy in the first half. I keep going back to the first half because the first half is like, it's the start. And it's not how you start, it's how you finish. I know that kind of stuff. But when you come off so sluggishly offensively, where are you picking up any kind of motivation or any kind of nothing is helping you going into the second half. It's almost like you're starting the second half off as the start of the game. So you don't know where to go to make some plays and who's hot and who is giving you the best advantage out there.
Oh, I knew who was hot. No one at that point. Let's
I was hot.
Zach on the west side next on Jaguars Today. Good morning, Zach.
Hey, good morning, guys. How you doing?
Okay. You guys can all shelve that question, honestly, right?
Yeah,
we're not good.
All right. So it seems like last week after, the loss to the Dolphins, it seems like they thought they did good enough to win the game, and they just didn't do or make any changes this week, coming up for the game against Cleveland. And Cleveland came in here, getting their loss. They were hungry. They were a hungrier team than the Jags. And I know it's only week 2, but is it time to make a change in the O-line? I mean, can Walker Little go in there and be better than Cam?
Maybe. I mean, there aren't many moves you have to make, I think, on the O-line, right?
That would be the one.
That would be the first one. I think eventually you might say, can Cooper Hodges play right guard? But you've just financially committed to your left guard, your center, and obviously Anton's going to be a fixture there. But Cam on that one where he pulls around and just goes flying by the guy who he's supposed to block. Like he's just like it's not Cam on every play.
No.
But it's Cam on enough plays. And it's and last week, by the way, Anton Harrison on plenty of plays. And so there's so much blame to go around here.
I mean, on the safety, and Trevor took it on the chin with it. After the game, and he said, it's on me. He's essentially said the safety was on me. You can go back and watch the play. The center and the left guard had an opportunity to block one guy. They had 2 guys to block one guy, and neither of them blocked him. And that's the guy who sacked Trevor. It's ridiculous that they find themselves in that situation, and you can complain about the play call and someone to check it down to, and that moment, like all those things all come into play. Trevor's willing to go to the podium and say, I made a bad play. Can't happen. Can't allow it to happen. Good for him for going up there and saying that. Ezra Cleveland's not going to the podium.
No,
to
none of those
talk
guys
about
are
what
going to
happened
the
on
podium.
that. Like it's.
How is this happening though with so many different guys? Because it feels like in the last 2 weeks there have been too many free runners. Too many just guys that go unaccounted for. Calais on the first damn play of the game last week just lined up and just ran straight to the quarterback because no one bothered to put a hand on him. How does this happen? And they're all taking turns doing it. I can still see it in my mind. Cam's running by that guy and his head snaps around like, oh, should have probably blocked him, huh? And all Trevor could do at that moment was eat it. And again, nobody's sitting here saying Trevor played this great football game, but I understand your point, Tony, that it's not all him all the time. This is they had a collective effort to look this badly.
And you're backed up in your end zone. Like, we need all hands on deck. Everybody should be doing their job here. Those rush ends are going to be coming around the corner. So Trevor's going to try to get deep, draw him back there, and step up to try to climb the pocket to find somebody downfield. But you can't do that if you got a guy sitting in your lap, especially if you got 2 guys blocking him or should be blocking him or have the chance to block him, and they don't. That's terrible. That's what their job is to do, is to secure the middle and not let that guy have any push down the middle.
And not to go overlooked, Cam Little hits his field goal, Okay? The game's tied right there.
Yeah.
And you're not feeling this desperation like, oh, my God, we have to find a way. Like, you're like, okay, you know what? Let's get it off the goal line. We got to get to field goal range to win the game. And at worst, let's make sure we run enough clock, flip the field, and we'll play. If we have to go for overtime, we will. But you're in a position like, okay, we're back. We got to make something happen now because you're down 3 when it should be a tie football game. I mean, it's this little thing. It's that everybody – I'm not saying it's all on Cam Little, but damn it. You got one job, man. Kick it through the damn uprights, you know? All right, back to the phones. Let's get Jonathan in Green Cove next up here on Jaguars Today. Good morning, Jonathan.
Good morning, guys. I'm calling as a desperate Jags fan because every time I've called in on Monday and talked to David, we have won the following game. So what did you see different at half? Why were we not doing that from the start? And at what point are we going to look? We keep hearing about how Phil Rauscher is such a great coach. He's such a great offensive line coach, but we are 3 seasons in where we're worst line and Trevor's running for his life, and he's taking the blame. He's not to blame, in my opinion, but he's being crucified all over social media and questioned. So what did you see?
Personally, I just saw a team that got more desperate in the second half. They knew they had to do something, and you could tell their energy level was improved. Trevor's energy level improved. Everybody just felt like, you guys, we're back. We've got to do something. If we don't do something now, then we're not going to do anything this whole game.
By the way, they came out and went 3 and out, and losing 7 yards on their initial
And
drive.
I think it was after that 3 and out coming out of the halftime locker room that we had the sideline report from Bucky talking about what Trevor was doing on the sideline.
Oh, kind of getting in guys' faces.
Right,
Well,
like
you can
after
see
that
it on
3 and
the
out.
in-game.
Well, that's good.
We were watching what's called the in-game feed, right? And which is not always the same as the TV feed. So I don't know if I'm seeing the same thing that the general public is seeing. But Trevor was chewing some ass.
He was getting into guys' faces. And I think after the game, too, you could see it from Doug Peterson that when he was at the podium, he's got no answers left, you know, for why things have gone the way that they've gone in these 2 weeks. And it does feel like a culmination in some ways of what's happened the last 8 times they've been on the field. Like, it's hard to answer that over and over and over. And whatever coaching tricks he has, I think he's pulled them out at some point over the last few times that they've been out there. So I'm not surprised that Doug is kind of at that point in this experience already. I've never seen Trevor that upset. Like, I've never seen him at the podium that upset about what was going on with the football team. Like, that felt as real to me as anything we've seen from Trevor. And I combine that with hearing how he was on the sideline. I've just never seen him go to the podium that hot.
Did they not show it on the TV broadcast? Because clearly in the in-stadium feed, you could see him, like,
they didn't show it on the TV that I don't
like,
know. I was at the game,
getting a little red ass. And
Good.
I'm okay. No, I'm not saying that's a bad thing.
Yeah, when you have that kind of first half, you got to do something.
All right, we got a break. If you're on the line, we'll get to you, I promise. We're moving along here and trying to process 641-1010 on the Garber Auto Mall phone lines, halfway home. This is Jaguars Today on a Reaction Monday on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios at 1010XL.
1010XL Weekly is your one-stop shop for all things Jags, college ball, preps, and more. Subscribe to our newsletter today, and you'll be entered to win free tickets to the Packers game this October. Subscribe, just head on over to 1010XL.com and scroll down to the 1010XL Weekly flash page.
At Honda, we appreciate all the comparisons to other vehicles. And no matter how many times they compare their vehicles to a Honda, only a Honda is a Honda. Remember, value, quality, safety, there is no substitute. Visit your local Honda dealer now and experience the difference.
Veterans, did you know VA mortgage rates have plummeted and you can now access up to 100% of your home's equity and turn that into cash right now? Hey, it's Roger Moore, President and CEO of Loan Pronto, announcing our VA Equity Advantage program. This VA offer can get you $50,000, $70,000, $100,000 cash out with no junk fees and no hassle. With APRs in the 5s, you can pay off all those credit cards, personal loans, car loans, and get one easy-to-manage payment. Veterans we help save on average $850 per month. And listen, if you're a veteran And with a current mortgage rate over 6.25%, we can do a streamlined refinance with no income verification and no appraisal, saving you hundreds a month. At Loan Pronto, we respect what you've done for our country, and we show it. Call now and ask about our special VA Equity Advantage program. 904-999-1508. 904-999-1508. LoanPronto.com. 904-999-1508.
Equal housing lender. NMLS 166-1781. Subject to lender approval. NMLS ConsumerAccess.org.
Hello, I'm Malcolm Anthony. I've been practicing criminal defense law for over 40 years. It's what I love to do, what I do well. Stay out of trouble, but if you don't, call me, Malcolm Anthony, at 285-4LAW. 285-4LAW for Malcolm Anthony.
It's a Dreamfinders Homes Monday.
Official home builder of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
When pests invade your space, you don't just need them out, you need them out fast. And you need to keep them out. At Terminix, we show up for you and eliminate pests quicker because we care about what matters most to you. When pests show up, so do we. Don't live with a pest problem. Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online. That's TERMINIX.com. TERMINIX.com. Terminix it.
Hi, I'm Mac with Baker Glass. If you've got fogged up windows, let me help. We'll replace them with clear, insulated units that brighten up your home. People say we're fast, friendly, and reliable. Just check out our Google reviews. Call me today. Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
A customer called DuckDuckRooter saying they had some nasty stuff backing up inside their home. So we went with our camera to look inside their plumbing lines. And sure enough, tree roots in the sewer line. Need to see what's blocking your lines? Call our team to locate the issue and provide solutions to resolve it. 904-862-6769. Visit DuckDuckRooter.com. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jags. DuckDuckRooter, your fully insured and certified plumbing contractor, residential and commercial.
Okay, you've decided it's time to sell your home. How do you go from a problem to a promise? Listen, there are problems that come with selling one's homes, but with the promise of ChadandSandy.com, you're going to get there, and you're going to get there in the best possible way. You see, here's the promise. Your home sold, guaranteed, or they will buy it. So go to ChadandSandy.com. Listen, lots of stories of proof out there. We're going to get to those in just a second. But maybe you need more space for your office or growing family, or you're worried about costly repairs. Chad and Sandy are the local real estate experts you can trust. We recommend them for the sale of your home. They guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price. By a deadline or they'll buy it. No required costly repairs. Pick your move date. No long-term contracts. You get it all with Chad and Sandy. Don't believe me? Ask Stephen and Marlene in Eagle Hammock. We needed to move quickly to Ohio to be with family. We heard about Chad and Sandy on the radio, and all we heard is true. Call Chad and Sandy today or go to ChadandSandy.com.
This is a one-of-a-kind Gabriel fashion sale.
Rings, bracelets, earrings.
All new for 2024.
For 3 days only.
September 20th, 21st, and 22nd.
Beards Diamonds in the St. John's Town Center or at beardsdiamonds.com.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
I'm Frank Frangie for Ricketts Electric. Hurricane season is here, and now's the time to think about a home generator. My friends at Ricketts Electric can make sure your home always has power. They can install the perfect generator for your home and are even offering a 10% discount this month if you mention 1010XL. So call my friend Zach Ricketts today at 904-320-5960 or find them on Facebook. That's Ricketts Electric, the city's best power connection. Call them at 320-5960.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and I want to talk to you about putting your worries in the right bucket. So often we put our worries in our own bucket, but many times they need to be in God's bucket. The Bible says, present your problems always to God. In other words, leave them in God's bucket. Understand that no matter what is out of your control, it's never out of the control of Almighty God.
To hear more inspirational messages by Reverend Dr. Nicholas Lowe, please visit our website at stjohnthedivine.com.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by USA Park. Florida's loss to Texas A&M exposed the weakness of the Gators' offensive line for head coach Billy Napier.
We haven't played well enough up front on offense. Ultimately, we got to do something to fix it. We have struggled to rush the ball, and we have struggled to protect the quarterback.
For FSU head coach Mike Norvell, there were some positives for the Noles defense.
I thought the defense had good moments. Still, too many times when we're not getting off the field in third down situations.
situation. We're a much better team than what we're showing.
The Edward Waters University football team battled against an Alcorn State Braves squad that was hungry for their first victory of the season. They got it by defeating the Tigers on Saturday evening. The Tigers will have a quick turnaround this week as they go up against Benedict on Thursday. That's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Sam Nelson.
At 10:59, it's 77 degrees. Time and 10 brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler, Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Not just Monday, David Garrard Monday on 1010XL. Brought to you by WaterboyJax.com.
We don't like to focus on the fantasy stuff on Monday particularly when the Jags lose, but congrats to Dylan for not having to buy breakfast this week. That's all I'm going to say about that. He's locked in to not have to buy it.
I'm hoping to join you.
I feel
tonight,
pretty good
Dylan.
in my position.
Yeah.
I think you should feel pretty good, too. D-Rock is on.
He needs 30
He's
from
on breakfast
Bijan.
to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs 30 from Bijan.
200 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Sure.
Might
capable.
happen.
Yeah, no, it's possible.
Yeah.
Just
One
follow Alvin
passing
Kamara's
touchdown.
route. All right, let's get back out to it. 641-1010. That was all you're going to get out of the Breakfast Bowl. Paul in Glen St. Mary up next. Hello, Paul.
Hey, hang in there, boys. Hopefully better days are coming.
Amen.
I got a question for Dave. Dave, I'm an old guy, and I was kind of wondering, do you think that old Jim Kelly Buffalo Bills no-huddle, hurry-up shotgun offense would work in today's NFL? It seems to me that would be the perfect offense for Trevor. And
I appreciate it, Paul. Didn't mean to cut you off there.
We've been talking about that off the air. I do think sometimes you just got to switch things up. Continuing to get in the huddle and calling plays and giving the guys time to, make their defensive calls and get different guys in the game for different situations. You know what? Let's just go 2 minutes. Let's start the game off no huddle and keep them on their heels. Not allow them to sub guys in and out. Maybe they will get tired and make a mistake, make a bad play. We can, counter it by making plays ourselves. I do feel like Trevor plays better when he's in that shotgun and the defense doesn't know what's coming because they're hurrying up. That's how he looked better yesterday. So why not? Why not switch it up? Why not? We would change it up at times in the middle of the game, like, all right, we're going to go kind of a muddle huddle where you're not really huddling up, but guys are coming close. You're not subbing guys in and out. You're staying with the same guys. So the defense you keep them on their heels. You make plays. They get tired. They can't run guys in and off the field. That really helps you with the D-line because now they're getting dog tired. They're getting pushed on, and they're not able to get after the quarterback nearly as fast. So why not? Why not change it up a little bit?
Thank you for the call. Yeah, I mean, the one thing you said on the break, like, you can go 3 and out pretty quick. Yeah, but
you're already going 3 and out.
How much different is that?
Yeah, they already do. I do wonder if you want to go to that kind of offense, if you need to get a first down before let's turn it on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know if they would look at it that way. Let's get one first down and then go.
And that's another way we've done it. We've done it where we just started the drive that way, and we've done it get ready for kind of your 2-minute drive after we get our first down. But then you're like, oh, shoot, we didn't get the first down, so now you're back off the field. So that's why you just want to try it, start it off with it sometimes, or start it after the first down so they're really not ready for it,
All right, let's get back to it. Buddy on the north side is next up. Good morning, Buddy.
Hey, good morning, guys. I was just wondering, what's the deal with all the delay of game penalties? It's ridiculous. How many did we have yesterday, 2 or 3?
It is ridiculous. Having to call timeouts to preserve not getting a 5-yard penalty. It feels like, Dave, I'm not saying this is gospel. This is my gut. They make a big play, like Trevor makes the big run down to the red zone, and they're like, hey, we got to play. All right, now we got it. Now, all right, everybody can relax a little bit. And all of a sudden, you're like, tick, 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 and he's clapping his hands like, and timeout. And, the flag was coming out.
Yeah.
And Doug Peterson saved them twice from getting the 5 yards. And at that point, they have they're struggling so much to put points on the board. I'm trying to save that 5 yards if I'm him as well, but you shouldn't be in that position.
Yeah, and that comes from the sideline coaches, players, to the quarterback, to the huddle, to getting the play called, to lining everybody up fast as you can. Because if the guys are going crazy on the sideline and the coaches can't hear enough to call what formation and your 11 personnel or whatever your personnel you're getting out there, and they're hesitant on how fast they're getting on the field, then it's going to slow everything down, and your quarterback can't get in the huddle and say, all right, here's the play, get it lined up. You're trying to get lined up with 15 seconds, 14 seconds on the clock so you have time to go through it, process it, and get the play run. But if you're not breaking the huddle until 9 seconds on the clock, now everything is so fast, and you don't want to make a mistake down there. You don't want to cause yourself a penalty to get yourself backed up. And that's where the coach has to come in and throw and call timeout. So it just bogs everything down. You lose your momentum when you have dumb things like that happening.
All right, moving on. Let's get Darren on the south side next up. Darren, good morning.
Good morning, guys. I put this at the feet of the coaches. These guys have been blocking, passing, running, tackling. They've been doing all of this their whole life. These are the best of the best coming out of college to professional. So I blame this on the coaching at this point in time. I don't understand how they can't get them. And if the message isn't getting through, then maybe their message needs to be, you're going to sit down for the first quarter. You're going to sit down. You're going to sit down. And let's see if somebody else is a little bit hungrier, maybe not as talented, but a little bit more hungry, because their message obviously isn't getting through. And the coaches themselves, I don't know who's making the play calls, because it's some big secret out there of who's making the play calls. Then they need to get better at getting it to Trevor, because Trevor threw the ball down. He was pissed off, and I'm glad to see it, because it's not all on Trevor. So we need some changes happening. The heads need to roll. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Darren. Appreciate it. It's not all on Trevor, but it's not on the coaches. It's not. I mean, you can see obvious instances of the player. Like, what can you do? The guy right in front of you, obviously you're supposed to block him, and you just kind of turn your head and watch him run right by you. I mean, I don't think they're coaching him to do that. Yeah. And I don't know if it's that they're not, like you said, maybe if the message isn't getting through, somebody needs to replace them, but that's the problem. All right, maybe
we can do the what ifs or, the opportunities all we want. Yeah, if they had blocked it well on the play that wound up being a safety, they might have scored a 98-yard touchdown to Brian Thomas Jr. Like, he broke open as Trevor was getting hit, right? Like, the timing of it, and it does feel like that's the route that he was waiting on, because it was a double move. They ran a double move from their own 2-yard line.
I was worried about getting a holding call on that play the whole time, but, the point being, there are times when it's on the coaching staff. There are times when it's on Trevor. There are times when it's on the offensive line. There are times when, look at Dearness Johnson. Look at last week was ETN. I mean, sometimes it's the running backs.
Can share the
We've
blame.
had drop passes. And that's the thing. You just feel like if you cut out a few of these things, these games are there for the winning. The last 2 weeks, it's not like you're losing by 21 points and you're like, well, damn, it was a cascade of mistakes.
You don't even give up 21 points.
Right. I mean, you haven't done that yet. You should win football games in the National Football League. Look at some of these teams. Okay, they're settling for field goals. 6, 7 in a game. We're seeing a lot of drives. Jags are getting 1 or 2 good drives a game. Mm-hmm. And if they don't capitalize on those drives, they're kind of screwed, right? And that's where they've been the last couple weeks. Let's get to Mike and Mandarin next up here on Jaguars Today. Good morning, Mike.
Guys, what's going on? Hey, quick question, or more of a quick statement here. At what point in time do we not start blaming Trent Baalke for these signings and these draft picks? Apparently, we don't have enough talent on this team. Enough is enough. I'm tired of this guy getting a pass. When do we start throwing his name in the mix of the first guy being released from this team? I think your guys' comments off the air.
I appreciate it. I mean, chances are, because it almost never happens, you're not going to fire a GM in the middle of the season. There's not much impact that can make. So I don't know if you've listened to this program before, but there's plenty of vitriol out there for Trent Baalke. Yeah. I think people felt like, hey, I kind of like the roster he put together. The owner called it the most talented team in the history of the Jaguars. So I think, I don't want to get ahead and speculate what's going to happen, right? But if this season really is a disaster, and I'm not talking about go 9-8 and miss the playoffs by a game, right? Which would be bad enough because you've given 2 away. But if it's like a 4-win, 5-win season, I don't think anybody's safe. At least outside of the guys who just signed long-term contract extensions, because you can't fire all the players. You just can't do it.
I've been watching the whole football world every year. After week 2, they go nuts with the, X% of teams make the playoffs after starting 0-2. Mm-hmm. That's because bad teams start 0-2. Generally, in my head, like that stat has always sounded like that to me. I looked at it a little bit last night. Of the 43 teams that have started 0-2 in the last 5 seasons, 63% of them picked in the top 10, right? Bad teams start 0-2. The Jags have shown they might be a bad team.
Yeah, maybe.
Right, like 2024, they might just be bad. And there's a big list of Baltimore, Cincinnati, Indianapolis, Tennessee, Denver, Giants, Carolina, and the Rams. I feel pretty confident about 4 of those. They're bad. Right? I'm pretty confident 4 of those teams are just bad. A couple of them, it's like, we'll see what they wind up being. But Jacksonville is very much in the middle ground between we'll see what they wind up being, and they might just be bad.
Well, I mean, look, they've blown 2 winnable games.
Yeah.
There's no other way to put it. Even if you split yesterday, there's so much bad football being played in the NFL this weekend. I mean, really, just like ugly offensive football. But if you were 1-1 today, you'd be like, all right, we haven't been that good. Got to find a way to beat Buffalo, and then we're going to have a game for first place in the division coming up, and anyway, moving on.
But they're not.
They're not, right, obviously. Let's get Steve in Melbourne in before the break. Steve, you're on Jaguars Today. Go ahead. Steve, you there?
Just frustrated. I'm not going to another game until they start winning, which, who knows? But I got to say this. I mean, your defense has, in 2 games, has held to only 38 points, and we have only scored 30. That's at least 1-2 plays in each game that we could have won those games. I mean, for example, who in the world thought Clint Kubiak would get Derek Carr to score 91 points in 2 games, and we can't even break 30? I mean, it's just there's no excuses for it now. It's a wide variety of things. The play calling has become pretty predictable. And Dave, I just got to ask you, as a former quarterback, just want to get your opinion. From Miami to now, it looks like Trevor stopped, killing plays or trying to change up anything. And Hayes Carline brought this up in a press conference. What happened to Trevor just changing the call and 4th and 1, 3rd and 1 on the goal line and everything? You're 6'6" with long arms. You've done it plenty of times. Now, mind you, last year that didn't work.
Yeah, it hasn't always worked.
Just try and get something started, and it's just like there's hesitation and everything like that, and it's just become embarrassing.
All right, thank you, Steve.
Yeah, I've been saying that. I mean, I've been saying sometimes you as the quarterback, since you got the ball in your hands all the time, you got to provide some kind of spark when things are really flat. And things were super flat yesterday. And he was able to get some spark going with the pass to Brian Thomas Jr., but there was – I'm not even sure if there was a ton of opportunities in the first half because it was just such a blur. It looked like the clouds had covered the whole game and the rain was just pouring on the field and nobody was doing anything. But as a quarterback, the ball is always going to be in your hands. Make something happen. I can't tell you exactly what that is, but you as the quarterback have that opportunity, and nothing was happening. And that's unfortunate, but he also needs his guys to have his back. He's got to get some time in the pocket so that he can throw the ball down the field to somebody. And then when the ball's thrown down the field, they got to make those plays. But first, you got to not lined up correctly.
There's so many things. If it were just one thing, you'd be frustrated, you'd be angry about it, and you say, man, if we fix this one thing. Yesterday it was like 15 things. Yeah. It felt like.
If Trevor had been playing like Bryce Young, then you could be like, it's clearly him. But it's not just him. He's not playing terrible. It's everything is terrible. Everything.
All right, we got to take a break. We'll come back. More of your calls at 641-1010. Also take you around the rest of the National Football League. Coming up, you're listening to Jaguars Today on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars
Today.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL. He'll cross the line into the danger zone so you can be informed from the safety of home.
Out here, it's military law, and I'm in charge of enforcing it.
His car line takes you behind enemy lines. Brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors on 1010XL.
Do the Garber wiggle, Garber wiggle, 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 Garber wiggle.
If you're looking for a pre-owned vehicle with lifetime warranty, Garber Auto Mall can wiggle it. Best price, best payment, best trade-in value, Garber Auto Mall can wiggle it. With a huge selection of pre-owned vehicles, Garber Auto Mall can wiggle it. Visit us in Green Cove Springs or at GarberAutomall.com. And remember, at Garber Auto Mall, there is always a little room for wiggle.
Garber wiggle, Garber wiggle, 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 Garber wiggle.
This is Tony Baselli, Pro Football Hall of Famer. I was known for protecting our quarterback. These days, I'm extending that protection to a different arena, your home. I have partnered with Heritage Roofing of North Florida, your premier local roofers with over 25 years of experience. Heritage is your go-to roofer for hurricane preparation, with same-day inspections and estimates. They also work with all insurance companies. Let Heritage Roofing of North Florida safeguard your home and family. Visit heritagenfl.com for your free estimate today.
State license CCC 1335410.
Hey, Jaguars fans, as the official whiskey of the NFL, it's not a kickoff without the generous spirit of Crown Royal. And that's why we've built the Crown Royal Rig. An absurdly awesome 18-wheeler delivering the generous spirit to stadiums and tailgates across the country. Follow the Royal Rig on its journey from city to city, bringing together local cuisine, NFL legends, and the opportunity to pack a purple bag for charity and win tickets to Super Bowl 59. Visit crownroyal.com for rules and more, and please drink responsibly.
Jaguars Today.
It's a Dream Finders Homes Monday.
Hey, there's a lab-grown diamond and jewelry sales event going on right now at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Monahan's is known for its natural diamonds and gemstones, but we've had so much demand for lab-grown diamonds that now through the end of September, Monahan Jewelers is having a lab-grown diamond and jewelry sales event. We've brought in a huge selection of lab-grown diamonds and jewelry to meet this incredible demand. Lab-grown diamond sales event now through the end of September at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
1 second left. Packers are down by 6 at the goal line. Your defense is the only thing stopping them from scoring. Is your team prepared? Double-Check Cybersecurity has your back. With an AI-powered defense, start your 14-day trial at doublecheck.com.
Clean air, cool air, both are extremely important. Trust Florida Home AC to deliver on both with their REME Halo, the next generation of air quality technology. Call 777-4300 for Florida Home AC and breathe clean and cool air.
She's seen and heard all over 1010XL's video and social channels.
Whether the big cats are at the bank or on the road, I'm there too. Follow my updates all season long, on air and online.
All things Mia are driven by Arlington Toyota.
Hey folks, this is Dave Benyon with my son Ammon here from Zero Res. Ammon, you've been cleaning air ducts for a while now. What are some of the reasons customers might consider getting their air ducts cleaned?
There are many reasons. Many times, people suffer needlessly from poor indoor air quality produced by the conditions in their air system. Construction dust, the presence of bacterial growth, and years' worth of buildup all come together to make your air ducts a pretty gross place. If you suffer from allergies, have recently moved, recently remodeled, or have never had your air ducts cleaned, then now is the best time to call. By calling Zero Res, you'll have the peace of mind of knowing that you called the best of the best. Our state-of-the-art truck mount system and top-of-the-line service representatives simply can't be found anywhere else. Google Zero Res and read thousands of 5-star reviews.
So what kind of deals can I expect?
Just mention that you heard us on the radio, and we'll give you $100 off your air duct cleaning.
Wow, that sounds like a pretty great deal. Remember, folks, Zero Res,
spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
CEROREC, Zero Res.
Mark Watson here to tell you a little bit about hardballcreative.com. It's your online promo haven with thousands of ideas on how to promote your company. We're open 24/7, 365.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Jacksonville's building a fence along the goal line. This is the Superior Fence and Rail Defensive Player of the Game. Superior Fence and Rail, where quality matters.
Josh Hines-Allen was a monster on Sunday for the Teal and Black. The superstar defensive end recorded 4 tackles versus the Browns and also had a sack in what was a dominant performance. Without question, Allen displayed his superiority on Sunday and is your Superior Fence and Rail's Defensive Player of the Game.
If you're tired of your fence looking like a bad hair day, well, it's time for a fence makeover with Superior Fence and Rail. They'll make your yard the talk of the town with a new fence installed by their expert team.
Your fence is fantastic. My fence is giving all of my neighbors some serious pick and envy. Thanks, Superior Fence and Rail.
So get off the fence and call Superior Fence and Rail for your fence installation project today.
SuperiorFenceandRail.com. 1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Jaguars Today on 1010XL with David Garrard. Brought to you by WaterboyJacks.com.
Some spirited fantasy football trade talk on the break. Wish we could do that for the next 40 minutes. All right, 641-1010, Reaction Monday. We appreciate you sounding off, keeping it clean. Thank you very much. We understand the frustrations, the gripes, and they're warranted. Let's go to Jason on the west side, next on Jaguars Today. Good morning, Jason.
Morning, fellas. How you guys doing?
Hanging in.
Well, the main thing I see is it just feels like our team's used to losing. You know what I mean? It's like other teams aren't used to losing, and we're really just used to losing. And I like to put a petition together to put an N and instead of the TR to never bank. And I'll take your comments up there.
All right. Look, that would be appropriate for today. I mean, they've had a winning record the last 2 years. If any group of Jaguar players in the last 15
should be used
years,
to winning.
Right, should have at least have reasonable expectations that we can win one, lose one. It's this group, right? Yeah. Plus, you brought in a bunch of guys. All the guys you signed this offseason were from organizations that are used to winning.
Yeah.
So I don't feel that that's the case. You know, I don't know what it is that, maybe you get in those when it starts to snowball and you're like, you can't see a way out of it. But I don't think they went in this year going, we're just the hard luck losers, man. You know, I don't. You can't deny the results for the first 2 weeks.
And there was nothing about the Browns that made you think, oh, gosh, if we get down 3 points, there's no way we're going to be able to fight back from this.
No.
But the first half made me feel like, we might not be able to fight back.
The Cowboys were up 27-3 on the Browns last week before the Browns even got going. Yep. And that's the thing. You let them go on a 16-play drive and shove it down your throat so you could blame it on the offense. And the offense was worse than the defense. But you can't let them go 16 plays on the opening drive and shove it down your throat. No. And that's what they did. Plenty of blame to go around here. Let's go to Kenny on the west side next up on Jaguars Today. Good morning, Kenny.
Hey, guys. Good morning. And I apologize in advance if I sound like I'm all over the place. But firstly, how does this team keep showing up for home games flat? It's like maybe they should just get in road game mode every week or at least every home game to come out fired up because they're always too flat. Secondly, there's no nasty on this team, specifically the offensive line, D-line, and linebackers. I mean, most teams, those are your nasty guys. Those are your big uglies, your guys who want to lay somebody out, and safety. I mean, is there a nasty safety? And then 3, as you guys have mentioned before, guys just take turns. Like, who pulls the short straw out of the fist in the huddle, say, I'll mess up this play, and I'll listen off air.
That's a big part of it, you know. Yeah. I think, too, when you're losing, it appears like, you know, who's nasty. I don't know. You know, like,
Cisco's an attitude guy.
Yeah.
And a bit of an enforcer for him.
Was he the one who came up and tried to blow the guy up? And it's like, just tackle. I thought Monteric Brown had a lot of good form tackles yesterday.
I think those kind of things show up when you don't win.
They do.
I think every time the Jags have ever lost a couple games in a row, fans go, where's the nasty on this team? It's like, well, they lost, so obviously they're not nasty enough. Obviously, it's a nasty league, you know?
And nasty can only get you so far. Like, I can have the nastiest attitude. If I'm not capable, if you're
not making
better
any plays,
me,
it don't matter how nasty you are.
If you're just a better physical specimen, I'm not saying it should be that way. But there are times when I can be as nasty as I want to be, and I can't move the guy in front of me. You know, it's my attitude is not going to just, oh, my God, that guy's nasty. I'm getting out of the way.
We need our playmakers to make plays offensively and defensively, and some on special teams. We need somebody. There was nobody to provide a spark yesterday. Nobody got a big sack, ran off the field. Now the offense is coming on the field and excited. And then our first play, we hit somebody for a 10-yard gain. And then it just starts to snowball into positivity. We didn't get any of that. It was nobody showing up for us to see anything big to happen. The first big play really felt like the Brian Thomas Jr. play. Like, that was the first time I was like, oh, I can now get up and cheer.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
And it, much like week one, it kind of woke him up. Like, okay, it's allowed to move the ball. We are allowed to move the ball offensively. Let me get Harold in Maryland next up. Hello, Harold.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Rough Monday. Love the show. This question is for mostly David, but I'd love to get your take on any of it. You know, I'm not a pro coach, but it seems to me that this team is – I disagree. I think the effort seems like that they're playing hard, but my problem is it looks like the scheme, especially offensively, is just opposite of what the Jags should be. We know the line is not that great. They seem like they want to kind of run and be a run first, you know, get yardage and kind of keep it third and shorts, and that would be great if we had a great line and we had a bell cow back. But it's even when they pass the ball, it's like rollouts, fake handoffs. It seems to me like other teams know we can't run the ball, and they're willing to just these long fake handoffs where Trevor's rolling out. Looks like by the time that play develops, it's like someone's in his face. I don't understand why we paid a guy, you know, a ton of money at quarterback and drafted him one, but we don't have an offense that looks like we're trying to, you know, chuck the ball down the field.
All right, let us jump in because there's a lot there. Go ahead.
Yeah, you know, the more I look at things, I think we need to start looking more towards some kind of West Coast system where the quarterback can get the ball out of his hands. There's more timing. He doesn't have to sit in the pocket and hold it. And then when you want to do shots, you scheme it up to where you have more than 5 guys blocking for you, so you can take some time to get the ball down the field to guys like Brian Thomas Jr. and Gabe Davis, who are big targets. Like, we've got to take more fade shots. You got one-on-one coverage out there, but you don't want the quarterback sitting in the pocket. I think we've got to get out of this mindset that we can just run the ball when we want to.
I would agree that the play where, you know, fake the handoff and the boot to the sometimes
it's not
looks
working.
Like it's so slow developed.
And
like,
that used to be what I would say we need to do more of, but now I'm like,
and it's like Trevor doesn't have time to turn and set his feet. Like he's got to do everything on the run.
Yeah, they're not fooling the defense with their run because they don't worry about their run. They're like, we'll just have that one guy stop it.
But here's the thing: if you don't have faith in your offensive line pass protecting, then you got to try to run and hope you have some success, because how else are you going to slow down that? If you just say, all right, it's going to go in this game and drop back, and you're getting your quarterback killed, I think they're trying to say, let's see if we can pop a few runs, then the play action will allow us to take some shots downfield. I don't know, man.
And I'm not trying to say it should be like Tua's offense, because he just throws it sideline to sideline a lot of times and then tries to hit his really fast guys deep down the field here and there. But it's got to be more getting the ball out of your hands where you're not having to 5-step drop, 7-step drop, 2 hitches, wait for guys to get open. It's got to be more quick game, get the ball out of his hands faster, whatever it is, shallow crosses, anything more than just I'm waiting for this guy to run a deep post and this guy to run a deep 16-yard in. Like, those take time, and you got to have good blocking, and we don't have it.
All right, Tony's going to take us around the league. Maybe somebody else is just as miserable as we are.
Now, Gems Around the NFL, brought to you by Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacks Beach.
The Miami Dolphins are signing quarterback Tyler Huntley off of the Baltimore Ravens practice squad, with Tua dealing with his concussion issue. Kansas City running back Isaiah Pacheco suffered a fractured fibula, according to initial tests done, probably heading to IR there in Kansas City. Minnesota wide receiver Justin Jefferson left their win over San Francisco with a quad injury. Jefferson said after the game he isn't concerned about his thigh bruise, contusion, whatever you want to call it, and that he expects to be ready for next week. Head coach Kevin O'Connell called him day to day after the game. LA Chargers quarterback Justin Herbert said after the game yesterday that he did have x-rays following the game. He got rolled up on during a play but did not miss any time due to any injury. LA Rams wide receiver Cooper Kupp was seen in a walking boot leaving the stadium yesterday after leaving the game due to an ankle injury. Tampa Bay defensive tackle Vita Vea will have an MRI today to determine the extent of a knee injury that he suffered, but the initial reports indicate that he suffered some kind of MCL sprain or injury. New Orleans quarterback, tight end, running back Taysom Hill was taken to a hospital yesterday for further evaluation of a chest injury that he suffered during their win over Dallas, and New York Jets linebacker Jermaine Johnson II is feared to have suffered a torn Achilles for the Jets.
All right, thank you, Tony. I don't know if it makes you feel any better. The Giants became the first team in NFL history to lose a game in regulation in which they scored 3 touchdowns and allowed none. So if that makes you feel better, congratulations. Wow. Yes, because their kicker, who was hurt coming into the game, they didn't have another kicker ready to go. He then got the hamstring on the opening kickoff, so they had no kicker. Their punter tried an extra point and missed it, so they decided we'll go for two, and they were not successful all day. But they did throw the ball to Malik Neighbors 18 times.
Got to get this target.
Just saying.
Yeah.
18 times. How long will it take for Brian Thomas to accumulate 18 targets? Will he have them through week 4? Maybe. He's had 4 each of the first 2 weeks, so we shall see. All right, final segment coming up. More of your reaction, and we'll wrap up today's edition of Jaguars Today on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Food Sandwiches, Subs. Sure, they've got all that good stuff, but whoever's buying this week, keep an eye out for breakfast from Dandy. Delicious breakfast items to start your day off right. I tell you what, can't list them all in 60 seconds, but think buttermilk biscuits, soft flaky croissants, French toast, delicious, even light tasty maple waffles, sizzling country sausage, black forest ham, thick sliced bacon, peppered fried eggs, Wisconsin cheddar cheese, and all the different combos. You can have breakfast any time of day. It's always good. Late night snack, driving around, you want a little French toast. I don't blame you. Dandy's is delicious because they make all their food with the highest quality ingredients. It's a local company. They locally source those ingredients as often as possible here in Jacksonville. Give you that great variety I just described, and that's just the breakfast menu. And, of course, they keep the prices in a reasonable range as well. So swing into an area gate station, head right to the fresh case and look for the Dandy label. And when you're hungry, do what I do. Go out and make yours a Dandy and do it today.
Jaguars Today. You're at the home of the Jaguars in the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Hey everyone, it's football season and we wanted to go to the drawing board to make this year's predictions. Let's compare our 2 blonde all-stars. Most touchdowns, best pricing in the market. Most passing yards, gives the most for your trade. Most receptions, free oil changes with every purchase. Super Bowl champion, wow customer service. This looks like a winning season for everyone. Come see Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville where you can score big all season long.
Want to be up close and personal with the Jaguars as they take the field? Here's your chance to be in the shadows, outside the Jaguars locker room, now called the Vault. Enter today at everbank.com/shadows. One winner and a guest for every home game at Everbank Stadium. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of 50 United States and D.C. 18 and older. Entry periods for the Shadow Sweepstakes promotion from 8/19/24 to 12/15/24. For official rules and complete details, visit everbank.com/shadows. Sponsored administrator, Everbank N.A. member FDIC.
Facing a DUI charge or even a boating under the influence charge? Well, I'm your man, DUI lawyer Malcolm Anthony at 285-4LAW. 285-4LAW. Once again, 285-4LAW.
Dreamfinders Homes, Monday.
On Jaguars Today.
Is an injury keeping you on the sidelines? Whether it's your shoulder, neck, back, knee, wrist, or ankle, don't let pain hold you back any longer. At Injury Care Centers, they offer the same high-tech treatments trusted by the pros to supercharge your recovery without surgery. The road to recovery starts the moment you pick up the phone. 904-783-0008. That's 904-783-0008. Injury care starts at Injury Care Centers.
I'm Jeff Middlecoff with Trustline Mortgage. My business partners, Alan Tyre, Bill Pappas, and Ken Rimley, have been helping first-time home buyers with their mortgage financing all over Florida for 34 years. First-time homebuyers can get no or low down payments, anywhere from 0 to 3.5% down. As a first-time homebuyer with Trustline Mortgage, you get added benefits for doing your loan with us, like lower rates on your mortgage insurance and lower closing costs. Oh, and did I forget to mention that Trustline gives first-time homebuyers better mortgage interest rates? Here's the bottom line. Trustline Mortgage wants to help first-time homebuyers accomplish your goal of home ownership. That's why Trustline Mortgage is offering the best first-time homebuyer benefits around, period. Trustline Mortgage delivers with no and low down payments, lower closing costs, and better interest rates. Call Trustline Mortgage today at 381-LOAN. Yes, 381-LOAN to find out how we can help you buy your dream home. Or visit our website at trustlinemortgage.com. Trust your instincts and follow the line to Trustline Mortgage.
Certain restrictions apply. See office for details. Trustline is an equal housing opportunity. MLS number 331480.
Hi, I'm Mac with Baker Glass. Are you tired of wrestling with your old shower curtain? Then say goodbye to the curtain chaos and hello to a new frameless shower enclosure. Wago Glass is clear, classy, and won't stick to you like a toddler at bedtime. Plus, it makes your bathroom look bigger and brighter. Upgrade your shower experience and step into style. Call me at Baker Glass and get ready to love your new glass shower enclosure. Baker Glass, no one treats you better.
Fear the Spear.
Plant your spear and get the latest news and notes from Tallahassee.
It's all about Tomahawk Nation on the Seminole Report. Brought to you by your local Ag Pro, your home team on 1010XL.
Make your dream of living in luxury a reality in Lennar's newest 55 and up active adult community, Edenbrook at Highland Trail. Located in the heart of Green Cove Springs, Edenbrook offers world-class amenities with a dedicated activities director and homes starting in the high 300s. With rates as low as 3.99% and up to $50,000 in flex cash on our new Edenbrook homes, the time to buy is now. Call 904-643-3750 to find out more. Your life of luxury awaits in Edenbrook at Highland Trail by Lennar.
Collisions happen on every play in football. Collisions also happen every day on the road. If you need auto body repair, from a $30 job to a $30,000 job, trust San Jose Collision in Mandarin.
If you suffer from constant burning, tingling, or numbness in your hands or feet, it could be a serious condition called neuropathy. I'm Dr. Nathan Riddle, DC with Riddle Wellness in Ponte Vedra. Neuropathy is treatable, and we have seen great results by using state-of-the-art, non-invasive therapies to target damaged nerves, reduce symptoms, and improve nerve function. Call 904-395-5598 to schedule your free consultation today and learn how you can live pain-free. Call 904-395-5598.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwood Jewelers. Clayton, you have told us about buying better quality diamonds, but is there any way to start with a smaller diamond and use it to trade up to a larger diamond later on?
Frank, it's interesting you'd ask that because our founder, H.F. Underwood, popularized growing your diamond here in Jacksonville about 50 years ago, and it's something we still do today. When a customer buys an Underwood engagement ring or solitaire diamond pendant or a pair of ear studs, we guarantee they get the price they paid for it on the purchase of any larger diamond. Now, a lot of stores would say, big deal. We do that too, but here's the Underwood difference. We guarantee you get what you paid when you trade in your Underwood diamond, even if you're trading up by only $1. It's not that you have to trade up 2 for 1 like most jewelers ask. There have been literally thousands of people in the Jacksonville area who have taken advantage of our policy, and Underwood still grows a lot of diamonds for a lot of people.
Underwood, serving excellence since 1928. In San Marco, Avondale, and the shops of Ponte Vedra.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Jaguars head coach Doug Peterson was at a loss for words in the post-game press conference, trying to explain how the Jaguars lost Sunday's home opener against the Cleveland Browns.
Well, I'm at a loss because we've been together for a while now, right? And we shouldn't be playing the way we're playing. We shouldn't be coaching the way we're coaching. So I take accountability, there. And it starts with me. So, and then it goes to the assistant coaches and players. But I just know that we're a better football team than what we played today.
Doug Peterson in the postgame, courtesy of Jaguars.com. I'm Andrew Gibson with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
10XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since '87.
And I mean, I suppose we're cooling down a little bit. I mean, Jaguar fans are.
It's cool in here.
You know, you're on the brink right now.
Yeah.
Your season, your fan base, anger, fine. Apathy, not what you want, right? And now, granted, people get in their emotions, but that's it. I'm done with this team. I heard that last week.
Oh, yeah.
I'm done with it. Like, 1 week. Look, you do you. If you're done with the team, you're done with the team. I can't make you not be done with the team, but all I can say is that there better be a level of desperation that seeps through the television screen next Monday when they play the Buffalo Bills. Like, these guys need to play like their lives depend on it. We'll find out. All right, let's see if we can rip through this last stream of callers here at 641-1010. Christoph checking in from across the pond. What's up, Christoph?
Oh, just want to jump off a bridge after that game.
Don't do that.
Oh, please. No, I was just wondering, is it concerning that Mason Smith was inactive?
Yes.
Second-round pick, inactive, threw a couple penalties last game, and obviously he's inactive. I'll take your guys' comments off the air.
Yeah, I mean, yes. I can't.
No clue. If they had been able to switch it up, maybe Mason is active and Evans not.
Well, I think that's what they might have been trying to do right there at the end, because it made no sense to me. Like, what? Mason Smith? Like, don't you want him to develop, if nothing else?
Yeah.
Get him in there, get some reps, and we're going to come at you with waves. So it's not like, by the way, this whole waves substitution thing, okay, to a degree, but there should be no point, in my opinion, when Josh Allen and Trayvon Walker are both on the sideline for the same play.
Yeah.
And at no point, not a single play, alternate that. There's got to be a better substitution pattern for me than having your two top edge rushers sideline for even one snap.
Absolutely. I don't understand why there would be a case where you would even want that to happen. Like, those are your guys that are supposed to be providing the most pressure. So let's not have them on the sideline in moments when we need them the most.
I think Doug was so shell-shocked that he was getting asked that, reportedly, that his first answer in the press conference, he paused for 15 seconds before he said anything. And then he came on with Bucky Brooks, and it's probably another 7 or 8 seconds, and just what do I say at this point? I'm exasperated. I don't know what to say. Again, not absolving Doug Peterson. It all falls ultimately at his feet. He's going to be responsible for everything that happens here, but it's not all Doug. It's not all press. It's not all Balky. It's not all Trevor. It's unfortunately a little of everybody, or at times a lot of everybody contributing to this. Gary in Orange Park, you're next on Jaguars Today. Go ahead, Gary.
Hey, Mike, just 3 things real quick. First off, we're not getting blown out. Second thing is Trevor's fired up. And the third thing is why we're not putting a tight end to chip these edge rushers, I have no clue. Go Jags.
I appreciate it. Well, I mean, Gary, that's the most positive call we've had of the day. All right. We're not getting blown out. An L is an L is an L in the National Football League. We don't vote based on some polling of the AP writers as to who had a better loss than the other guy, And granted, if you can look at it that way, but you can also say, we're losing a game where they converted 2 third downs and had 13 penalties for 100 yards and tried to hand it to you, and you don't take advantage of it. So, okay, we lost closely in those circumstances. Doesn't make me feel any better right now. And I get it, Gary, and I hope you're right that it's a sign of they'll finally start to make those plays to get over the hump. I think we're skeptical at the moment. Travis in Riverside next up. Go ahead, Travis.
Hey, guys. Something I noticed yesterday is the lack of execution in the red zone. I mean, that one trip in the first half where we had to call 2 timeouts in a row, it's just unacceptable. I don't understand how you're an NFL team and you practice and you can't run into the red zone and get a play up. Thoughts on that?
We talked about it this morning. I mean,
you can't be surprised when you get down there. You got to be expecting to get down there and be ready to go. You practice all week. You study all week. You study right before the game. You study in your locker before the game, especially in the red zone because things happen fast down there. So you already should have a good idea of what's going to be called when you're down there and you're ready to roll. You've got to be, because now they're on their heels and you're about to score. They know it, they feel it, and then you execute it and get it done.
And when you failed to, then it's like the defense gets a chance to get a breather almost.
Exactly, yeah, especially if you're calling timeouts, or you're getting down there and you're lining up wrong and having another play, but backed up 5 yards or backed up 10 yards, you're losing your own momentum.
Yeah, nobody's saying it's acceptable. We don't have the answers for it. I don't know what the answers are to it. They practice 2-minute and 4-minute offense all the time. Yeah. All the time. Running clock, here we go. Here's the situation. All right, you got 13 seconds left. Boom, 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 boom. Get up, get lined up. If you don't know the play, I don't know what to tell you at this point. People, well, let's get somebody in who does, or let's get somebody in there who is going to play with whatever. Well, these are your best players that you're playing, right? At least you see them in practice all the time. And I get it. At a certain point, with certain positions, you go, all right, you know what? We're not getting anything. Let's give this guy a shot, right? And maybe it'll work out. But, for the most part, 53 men, there are only so many guys on each side of the ball. There's only so many people you can turn to here.
You've got who you got.
Oh, all right, let's get Joel in final call of the day. It looks like, Joel, you're on Jaguars Today.
Hey, David, it's Joel Montana from Flag Football, buddy. How you doing?
What's up, big guy?
Hey, so I've seen, you guys don't know, but David's wife is a heck of a quarterback. We could throw her in there. Just kidding. But back in the late 90s, when the Jaguars were really, really good, they barely beat the Bengals that were really, really bad. I remember Tom Coughlin saying, hey, any win in the NFL is hard, so don't be jumping on us for that. So I would like to point out that it seems like we went through a slide at the end of last year pretty bad. And it seems like the offensive coordinator kind of changed from Doug Peterson to the guy upstairs. And I just think Doug's got to get back to calling the plays. We need a quarterback calling the plays for the quarterback.
All right, Joel, thanks.
There's something you could try something new if you want to switch things up. That's one thing you could do.
It's not like we haven't discussed
I think
this.
They're both communicating the entire game. They're both doing the game plan for the entire week to get ready for it. I'd be fine if Doug just said, I'm the play caller.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it's me, because ultimately it is him.
Yep.
Whatever success or failure they have as a team is certainly on Doug. On offense, even more so, right? Because he is supposed to be an offensive coach for this football team. Whatever failures they have on the offensive side, he's not willing to just point at Press as the guy who's causing whatever issues they're having on the offensive side. He's not willing to point that finger. The fan base is willing to. And we are at a point, we've talked about this now for 2 years with the Doug and the Press thing. I think when one of them goes, unless it's for Press for another job, being a head coach somewhere, which I don't see anywhere on the horizon for Press Taylor.
College, Tony, college, right? Low level.
When it happens, they're both gone at the same time.
Yes.
I have thought that for 2 years. I still feel that way, and I don't think we're ever going to get any real clarification on X is the play caller for the team, but we can all see who's calling the play on the sideline. It's Press. Everyone can see it with binoculars. It's Press calling the plays right now for the football team. That doesn't mean Doug has no say, and he has the say in who's ultimately doing it. They're at where they're at with the situation they currently have.
I do feel, though, like if this is your job on the line, ultimately,
take it back.
Take it back, and because there is something I think you can discuss. I like this call, I like that call. It's the rhythm of the order in which you call them, the flow, and granted, you're going to script out the first however many
times.
Yeah.
I remember those opportunities when Dirk Cutter was my offensive coordinator and he was calling plays. I can just remember distinctly at times this was the perfect call at the right time, and we were able to execute it and make certain plays. That's what you want to go down. If you're going to go down, you want to go down shooting your own shots and not relying on somebody else, especially when everybody knows that's a positive thing for you. That's one of your strengths. So maybe it is time to take it over. Maybe at some point this year he will take it back over if we continue to go down this path. But if I'm going out on my terms, not because I'm relying on somebody else.
Somebody just said, hey, we should have hired Leftwich. Like, I get it when you're in the moment. You're like, blah, blah, blah.
Where's he working right now?
No one in the league has given Leftwich any job for any level of coaching in the last 2 years. I mean, I get it.
And
He
we were
played
all in
quarterback
favor of
here.
him being hired.
Would have
at
been
the time.
fine
Yeah.
if he was hired at the time. But like it's like when he left here as a quarterback, Dave. You took the job.
Yeah.
Byron never got another starting opportunity. He may have started a game or two due to injury, but he never got another opportunity the rest of his career. I'm not trying to pee all over Byron here, but come on. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. It isn't turning out the way you wanted to. That doesn't mean that wouldn't have turned out worse. We don't know. And the fact is the market is telling you there's no interest in Byron Leftwich at least for the last 2 full years as a coach at any level in the National Football League. So I'm not, again, Byron probably got plenty of money. He's just fine, and I'm sure he'll surface as a coach again somewhere. But anyway, that's where we're at. That is where we are at right now. All right, let's say hello to the ladies of Helmets and Heels.
Now, the 2-minute drill brought to you by Injury Care Centers. Discover BioTarget Regenerative Therapy, a safer drug-free solution for lasting pain relief. Visit GoBioTarget.com.
All right, Lauren Brooks, what do you got to say? Anything?
Well, the optimism is gone. Last week, so optimistic despite the loss. This week, a lot of pessimism.
Hey, like guy just called up and said, hey, any win is a good win. Sure, I would have taken it if they pulled that one out of their butt yesterday.
Agreed.
And been like, you know what, there's so much to clean up here, but we got the W.
Yeah. If they were 2-0 and they could have been, we'd be going, they better watch out when they put it together.
Right. That's one
Exactly.
way. Or you could go, hey, you know what, it's all going to collapse, but you'd be 2-0.
Yeah.
And you'd be tied for first place. And I don't know, Lauren. I don't have answers anymore. I don't know if I ever did, but I certainly don't this morning.
Did any of the callers bring up Mac Jones?
No, surprisingly.
Okay, so we've at least gotten
I think
to where
because
they
it's
understand.
just, if you accept reality, the contract is the contract, and your commitment is your commitment, and that's just the way it's going to be.
We had one that was ready to move on from Trevor, but didn't get specific on the Mac thing.
No, but I'm imagining, that was as close as we got to it. More fire the coaching staff today, which is not going to happen 2 weeks into a football season. But look, if it goes that route, who you turn it to? Ryan Nielsen's your head coach now, and who's calling your plays? And I don't, you know what I mean? Like, it's not going to, I don't think, fix things in the middle of the season. I'm not saying that if it continues to spiral down that you won't have to take a hard look at it.
Let Chad Hall call the plays. You know who he is? He's the wide receivers coach. You know who he'll get the ball to?
Hopefully Brian Thomas.
Jr.
Look, we were talking, Malik Neighbors.
Golly.
The Giants threw it 27 times. 18 of them went to Malik Neighbors yesterday.
Because they recognize he's a star.
Because he's the best they got, and we're going to find a way to get him the ball instead of this, maybe Wandale will be open and we'll make him the featured guy. No.
Before the safety, did anyone really in that building think, or watching at home on TV, think, okay, the Jaguars are going to go down, drive the field, and win the game?
No, but whether you think it or not, the opportunity's there.
Yeah.
And then it's there again because of the Browns' clock
As I told David
mismanagement.
earlier in the show, I didn't think necessarily that, but I thought Cleveland is bad enough that they could.
Well, certainly.
That's the way I felt in that game.
Cleveland tried to give.
They kept throwing the door open.
Silver platter to the Jags.
You didn't do it the last drive. Here's another one.
And people want to talk about injuries, but the Browns were more banged up than the Jaguars were.
Injuries are no excuse.
The Browns had a 10-0 lead and recovered a fumble on a kickoff and didn't line up right.
Right.
Right, because
they're a miserably bad
kicker
team.
took a step across midfield.
Yeah.
We got the ball back. Or you want to talk about snowballing out of control at that point.
Their best player, Myles Garrett, had 2 penalties against him.
They had 13 penalties for 100 yards, and they converted 2 third downs.
He does that
in the
a lot.
game.
He plays right
still
on the
won
edge
the game
every week.
Unbelievable. Yeah. All right, LB, have a great show.
Thank you.
Enjoyed that.
That's the fun things to talk about because we get to talk about
into.
Florida and Florida State.
Yeah, you get to,
good luck with
spread the pain around. You got Helmets and Heels coming your way. DG, have a good week.
Yep.
It won't be. Well, we know it won't be a victory Monday. Next Monday, it'll be a pregame Monday.
Yeah,
as we'll be taking on the Bills.
Yeah, you're gonna have to have keys
Tuesday.
to a victory, Dave.
Yeah.
I will have them ready.
All right. Well, we'll try to figure that out. That's a long way off.
I'll have them in theory. So
well, it's a long way off. All right. David Garrard, Tony Smith, Dylan Denmark. I'm Mike Dempsey. Tomorrow we'll check the tape with Jeff Logman because that's what we do around these parts. Stick around for Helmets and Heels straight ahead on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today.